exposed. It just takes some time. They're going to take the cream of the crop. They're going to take out the leaders like David Hinson, who I represented, and they target people for a variety of reasons, but saying they're politically incorrect is an overall statement of truth. And so they go after people who are politically incorrect. And how are they politically incorrect? All you have to do is say something that's contrary to the globalist plan, and then you are politically incorrect and a target.
That's right, and I've been talking about the whole New World Order plan, Protocols of the Elders of Zion, and Project for a New American Century for 20 years. They've tried to kill me. Wesley, they've actually arranged an accident. Tapped my phones, arranged an accident.
They tried to kill David Hinson. They sent 50 U.S. government agents at 6 a.m. in the morning to his house. He was all alone, right in his house behind his factory. He makes dietary supplements for a company he started called Wateroz, W-A-T-E-R-O-Z. And what he did was he was in bed, and they had 25 machine gunners and SWAT team cars. I mean, these guys, like a bunch of clowns, were out there ready to shoot down this man who was all alone. He had earplugs in and never woke up. So as a result, they busted down his door. They came in and dragged him out of bed, handcuffed him, and carted him away. Well, if he had gone to his front window and so much as moved the curtain, they would have shot him down. And that was their intent. And it's very clear when you read the reports. You can go to RowlandHinsonFiles.com and read about this. But they always have a plan. Now, when he got to court, the same with Edgar Steele, he asked for a bond, and they said, no, this man has a list. He has a list of people that he's going to kill. And, Judge, you can't let him out. He's way too dangerous. And so there is, they follow a playbook, and it's just like the KGB taking down dissidents over in Russia. They know exactly how to play the system. It's like a board game to them, and they just go after people, and they just follow one sequence after another. We have discovered what their playbook is, and we are exposing it, because exposure is the only cure for corruption.
That's true. Now, what is the, where do you go from here? We've pretty well identified that the ADL and SPLC have always been feeding this crap that they put out. Oh, Clay's a right-wing extremist. Oh, he's a tax protester. Oh, he's a militia man. And they've done the same thing to Edgar and myself. Oh, they're anti-Semites. They're anti-Semites. It's like a key word that justifies any type of atrocity, any type of illegality. We got to do whatever we do to take anybody out that interferes with our whole New World Order, Protocols of Zion, Lucifer, and on the top of the pyramid plan. What is? Go ahead, Cindy. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cindy, please.
Well, they're trying to brand. I mean, by applying names like that, they're trying to brand us with a bad, with a bad rap, so people won't listen and listen to what we're saying the problems and the issues are.
Yes.
That's why they keep throwing those names out. That's why they keep, tarring my husband, because he was the attorney for the Aryan nations. I mean, we have Judge James Mashaw here, who's representing Larry Fairfax, that went into a interview and told them that my husband is the leader of the Aryan nation, which he is not. He has never been, and he's never been a leader of any group. All he does is talk and speak about what he sees as the problem.
He also has a book out, Defensive Racism, and they're trying to paint. They used me to try to paint the Tea Party, because Clay Douglas went to a Tea Party meeting, one time. He went to a Tea Party meeting, and he's a bigot. He's a racist. I'd had 3 black people on my show after this came out, before this came out. So it's the whole it's a demonization. You're absolutely right. They're trying to make us oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Now, how do we combat this? If they control the media, and obviously they're feeding their lies about your husband into. Okay, we lost. Maybe we lost Les. Hang on a second. Okay, Wesley, you back with us?
Yeah, I'm driving to court, and I just went to a zone where there was no cell. Sorry about that.
Okay, that's all right. All right. Cindy, go ahead and finish your statement, dear. Go ahead.
Well, they're just out to brand these people. So the everyday person that really isn't aware, or they're still interested in the TV and and the beer in the refrigerator, and they don't want to deal with it. They don't want those people waking up as problems start happening, as the economy is taking a downfall, and they don't want those people to start listening to us about what the problems are. And so they have to, like you said, demonize them.
Yes.
And they've been doing that to Ed forever. They're asking why, well, I'm the victim. Why am I standing up for my husband? Well, I'm standing up for him because he's innocent, and the only thing that the media here has is demonized him, and they won't even presume that he's innocent. The presumption of innocence in this country is gone, and that's wrong.
That's what happens in a totalitarian system. But how did this? Tell me. I want to hear this from you, from your viewpoint here. Suddenly, the police come to you and say your husband was trying to kill you. What went through your head? What did you think? You couldn't know then. Obviously you've done a lot of research. You've got attorneys now that are helping you. How did they approach you with this? What did they tell you? And what were your reactions?
Well, I would say total shock was my reaction, and I wasn't believing it, and it was real easy not to believe it when about the third sentence out of their mouth was a pure lie. Because they showed up at the door, they said that they wanted to talk to me about my husband, which I said I wasn't going to talk to them about my husband. I figured that they were just on some investigation mission. And then the next thing they say is, well, your husband has hired somebody to kill you and your mother. I don't think I could respond, because I was like, I won't use the language that was going in my head. And then the next thing they said, well, you had a conversation with your husband last night, which I did, and so I looked at him and I'm going, well, yeah? And he says, well, your husband told you that you told your husband that you were taking your mom to the hospital at 7 a.m. And I'm going, no, I didn't. In fact, when they came to the door, I was asleep. I was sort of stumbling down to find out who was at our door at 7 a.m. But they insisted that he had hired somebody to kill us. Now, the only thing that I was concerned about is that if I was wrong, that my life was really in danger, and not for my husband, but because we've had threats before, that, maybe my life was seriously in danger, and my mom, and so we stayed there with the FBI having us under what I think is house arrest, and I think it was more to make sure that I didn't call my husband by mistake while they were here in Idaho arresting him. Because they told him I was dead, and my mom.
Well, tell me, when did these bombs figure out? When did you find it? And That's kind of like the BBC broadcaster talking about building number 7 falling when it's standing in the background there.